Morning guys. Just after 5 o'clock. Woke up with the call of nature. Yeah, weren't too bad last night. It was a bit annoying at one point. I stayed warm, which is alright. That firmer mat that I recently bought, well, a few weeks back, worked out alright actually. Did keep it back warm, which I was a bit concerned about. But the bottom part of the hammock is slightly a bit too low, if you like. So I was like slipping a fair bit, and I just thought, it's mainly due to that hammock hasn't had a great deal of use. I'd normally use my other hammock, which is it's just the normal DD hammock, you know, without the mozzie net. This one hasn't had a great deal of use, so there's still a lot of stretch in the straps. So yeah, it's bedded down, if you like. So yeah, I do need to raise the leg end, foot end, if you like. So I should do that today. But apart from that, that was alright. I woke up a couple of times. Due to that, I think, sort of getting a bit scrunched up. But that's hammocks for me. Yeah. No, it's quite warm still. Had a few embers, just stoked up the fire again. I won an early start this morning anyway, so woke up busting for a pee. Now morning course is kicking off. No. So what I'll probably do in the next say half hour is have a stalk up the end there, see if I can spot any bunnies. Before the farm kicks off and wakes up. Before I do wander off, I'll get my little faithful zipper billy can out and get some water on the boil for a brew when I get back, and then I'll get the old breakfast on the go. And hopefully if I do get any little bunnies, when I gut it and all the rest of it, the liver and the heart and that, I'll get straight out and put it straight on the fire, cook it up. The dogs. Well, one of the dogs that normally comes out to say hello, we'll get that first thing. Do a nice little treat for them. It's mainly milkies that I've been seeing around here, like the small bunnies. But in my opinion, the smaller ones are better to eat anyway than the big ones. Yeah, with the big bunnies, the meat, you know, it's well matured, if you like, and it tastes, you know, it's got a stronger taste. But with these younger ones, because they're still kind of milking as well, they're the meat it's almost like flavourless, so you can get a bit, you know, a bit more creative with the meat. You can flavour it a lot better, and it doesn't take that much effort to use a few spices or what have you. And yeah, so Funky Pepper, mate, if you get to watch this, I'll do an exchange. Send me some of your spice and I'll send you something nice. There you go. I think that'll probably work really well with it. Young bunny meat. You should get a couple of those little, the little milkies. I mean, the only part really worth eating on those is a strip of meat down the back and the back, you know, the hind legs. The rest of it's not really worth it. You know, if you've got a dog or whatever, you give the rest of it to a dog or whatever. But yeah. So I shall check it out in a sec. See if I can see any bunnies up there. In fact, I'll grab this camera. I want to show you where about it is. Let's just flip this round. Right. This wouldn't be the way that I go in to try and pick them off. I'll go down the rear end of it. But let's have a look. You can see in the distance there's like a polytunnel, and it's to the left hand side of that. And normally over along that fence line. One's just lugged it across. Right, they're coming right out into that field now. Well, that's a good sign that they're out. Because what I'll do is I'll go through this part of the woodland here. It's like a little ditch. Across the ditch, over the other fence into the other field. Follow the fence line up. And then go in that way. So, yeah. I'll show you that hammock. You'll probably be able to see it quite easily. Yeah, I can really see it now where I've done what I've done wrong. Look. So I'm keeping the camera level. You can see how low. You can see how low that end is. It's well dropped. So yeah, I'm going to hoop that up. That's due to my lack of experience with hammocks, that is. Because, like I say, I'm normally a ground dweller. I think the lens is now steamed up on this camera. This is my old camera. Yeah. well bloody low, that hammock. Anyway, yeah, like I say, it's due to my lack of experience of using it as often as most, you know. I mean, the more you start using things like that, there's other setups as well that people have seen. Mike Dixon does a good one where it's you've got like a permanent ridge line on it above it, all tied up, so when you string it out, it's got that permanent doobly on it, you know. You've got your permanent sag on how you like it. But I just don't use it often enough to actually have attempted to do that. I've got whoopies on the other hammock, and it's not the DD hammock, the other one. It's a 10th Wonder one. It was quite cheap, but I've got the I think it was the extra large. It was something like that. This is obviously a bit bigger than that one, I think. Yeah, I think it's longer than that one, but this one's actually deeper, if you like, this truffle hammock. But looking at it, no, it looks a bit short. Anyway, yeah, I'll fix that problem anyway. I'll just tighten that up a bit at the bottom end, get that raised. I think it was a bit deceiving because the ground was so uneven. I was just looking at the tree here. Right, get that sorted out. Right then, I'm going to get the stealth head on and see if I can pop a bunny or not. Overall, yeah, good night. You know, wasn't too bad. I hate it when you wait. You know, it could have waited at least half hour before having to wake up for a pee. It's so annoying because once it does wake you up, you think, oh, I'll just I'll hang on for a bit, and then it just irritates you. Yeah. Right then. Right, catch you later. Well, that was pretty rubbish. Quite a few out over there. Tie that up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I was well within my favourite range, which is between 20 and 25 yards, and no, I think I went a bit, yeah, wife was shooting low. It was a big bunny, but I thought I'd go for it. It was laid down, just its head up, and that's what I was going for. But no, I see it fall short, and it caused the rest to scatter as soon as that big boy scattered off. That was quite annoying, so I don't know if I'm going to get time today because I've really got to crack on with this boat build. But I'll probably set up some markers here. It may need resighting. I haven't done it for a little while. The scope's pretty cool. It keeps its accuracy for quite a while, you know, even though it's put in the bag and moved about. But, I mean, it went a bumpy journey down here in the car. I haven't dropped it or anything, so yeah, that was quite frustrating. Yeah, so I'll probably do that today. I'll get a moment, just put up a couple of markers, see where it's going. I'll sort of zero it in for like, you know, for 20 yards, and then I use my judgment if it's closer, or you know, beyond that if you like. 20-25 yards is where I normally zero it in, so the crosshairs bang on it if you like, and then I'll work it out from there. But yeah, that was rather annoying. I think I've still got a little left in it. Still, it's all part and parcel of it. I normally wear gloves as well, because it's your white fleshy bits that they normally pick up on as well as my face. But this hat's got like a veil on it, which I've split so I can see through the scope, but kind of disguises the shape of my head. But that's a bit too bright for her. Anyway. Discharge this pellet. Stump. Something else I'm going to just mention as well, this machete, this Bear Grylls thing, I've had it for quite a while now. I've had it over a year, and I've never ever sharpened it ever. I don't know if you can see from the blade there, I'm not even really bothered cleaning it, to tell you the truth. I've gave it a wipe over now and then, but cleaning it wise, no. And, yes, it's still kept its edge. You know, I'm getting quite thin feathers off of that, which is alright. It's mainly this area here that I would chop with anyway. I'm not putting a lot of effort into that at all. So you can see, where is it? You know, they're quite alright, you know. They're cheap and cheerful, so not that expensive. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Can't really knock it. My brew should almost be done. prefer the pheasant. I think it was a cock bird. I might be going for that. What today? Yeah. Very pleasant morning so far. It's a little bit overcasty, but looking over in the distance over there, it's starting to the sun's starting to break through. Oh, nice. I bought the other. I bought 2 of those British Army Desert DPM. I brought the 2 of them with me. The other one's in the car because I haven't got the chute here this time. If there is signs of rain later, I'll probably pop that one up and just chuck that over the rest of this because I'll probably just let the fire die down. I won't have time to keep popping back up. So I'll probably bring up that other tarp and chuck it over this wood pile if it does start raining, to keep the wet off of it. Yeah. Another little tip if you're air gun shooting is just have your pellets in the pocket. It's a lot quieter, and I've got one of these like little pouches. It's like a fluffy type lining to it, but the fluff doesn't come off, which is also a good thing, you know. But trying to unbutton it, get the pellet out is a pain. I normally have them just in the little side, you know, my little trouser pocket. So I can just whip my hand in, pop one out quick. Yeah, still a bit annoyed about that actually. So like I say, my favourite distance 25 yards, and I can normally stealth in at that sort of distance. You know, depending on the terrain. It's normally a dead cert, so yeah, really frustrated me. So I really do hope I get time today to sort this out. But anyway. Right, I'm going to put this away, give it a wipe down. Also when I come out into the woods, if I bring the rifle out, I have in the side pocket, the gun bag, I've got one of those little plastic Ziploc bags, you know, and inside that I've got a rag which is soaked in oil, gun oil, which I'll keep in there. So at the end of each day, give it a wipe down. Like this morning, I've been out, I just give it a quick wipe down, just go over the metal and the wood as well. It doesn't do it any harm. Just to keep the, otherwise they will rust. Especially if I mean the endless suppressors, it's knocked a few times and just start rusting up. I also sprayed this with a matte black. With just this suppressor to take the glint off of it, especially for the crows. I mean, they're sharp-eyed little buggers, but you can catch them out a little bit because they can't count. So if there's 2 of you out, and that's what you're going for, is the crows. If you make a hide or what have you. The cool thing is that both of you go in it, they'll see that someone's gone in there, so they'll sit back, you know. But if one of you bugs out, they think the coast is clear because they can't count. Which is a good little tip. But you just got to be sitting ever so still. Also, there's another method I've used for crows is if you find out where where they're nesting, they're roosting up and stuff, you can pick them up at the garden centre pretty cheap. Anything that looks like an owl or anything like that, like anything that looks like a bird of prey really. Just those little plastic things. You take that in and put it below where they're at, and just get some bit of brown wrapping paper and just cut it into like almost like a tear shape, big tear shape. 2 pieces of that, and then just glue part of it to the shoulders of that bird model, and just stick it in the ground. The little breeze will make the paper move, which will catch their attention, and as soon as they see that shape that is a bird of prey, they go absolutely nuts, because they're nest in that area. They're very territorial, and they're all trying to attack it. So you can just sit back and let them go mad for a while, and they will tire, and then they'll start sort of standing guard, if you like, really close by to it, so they're actually branched. So then you can start picking a few off that way, and that might be something pretty cool to try out here, because they're nesting over there. There's a whole bunch in here behind me in the next field. But like I say, once I've got this build out the way, then going to probably come out here again for a couple of days, but go further into the woodland, and which will be quite nice. And also I've got my canoe trip to do pretty shortly, which I'm gagging to do, because I've not been out for a little while in the canoe. Weather's getting better, don't mind the rain really. Like I said, in the canoe and all that, just put a poncho on, it's fine. Paddle. Right then, I'm get this done. Right, I need to start making the move, getting ready to crack on with the boat, and first things first, a cup of coffee and some breakfast. Right, catch you soon guys.